This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. John Solberg here, your host for the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. And today's show is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought-after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9 Plus briskets. And as always, they are hand-picked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for the past 15 years. Every week, they're shipping out competition-quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use The Butcher Shop win, and they win often. You may not be a competitor, but you still have an eye for the finer cuts? Great news. The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged, Australian Wagyu, and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of their cul-de-sac. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and again, it is always hand-picked just for you. You might be saying, John, that sounds pretty good, but I'd like to try something totally different. Well, rest easy knowing that the Butcher Shop can get you an elk steak, maybe even a camel roast, some other exotic stuff. They're going to get it. They're going to ship it out promptly. Yes, they can get you some camel. Let's review. The best competition briskets, they got that. The best pork selection, they got that. Giving you a better overall option to cook at home, they got that. So give the Butcher Shop a call today, 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. You mention the BBQ Central Show, and they are going to give you 10% off your entire order each and every single time you call. You can also check them out over on Facebook, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9 Plus briskets. And let's take a jump into week number 3 of the BBQ Central Show. Guest Hall of Famers, class of 2022.
All right, let's go ahead and tell you a little bit about the fact that, for the last handful of weeks, I have been pounding the pit builder sector very hard. My next guest will be added to the archive this evening. And his pit, one of the most popular UDS models out there on the market today. Let's go ahead to the hotline and welcome back the creator of the Pit Barrel Cooker. Noah Glanville joins us here on the show. Noah, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Greg?
Absolutely fabulous, Noah. Appreciate you making time for the show tonight, and kind of a lot to get to, so let's go ahead and jump right in head first. I guess before we get into the Pit Barrel Cooker itself and, where you've started, where we're at present day, roughly 5 or so years later, a little background about you, personally, and kind of how you evolved into the business of barbecue.
Sure. Well, yeah, thanks. Absolutely. Thanks for having me back on the show. It's been I think, about four years, I'd say, roughly since I've been on. So I've been definitely staying tuned to what you got going on. And my background, after graduating high school, went to college in the Bay Area in California for a year, joined the Navy, enlisted as a Navy corpsman, and immediately got attached to the Marine Corps. And it was one of the most amazing and humbling experiences of my life, for sure. Got deployed over to Iraq. And that was definitely an interesting experience, to say the least. I'm very thankful to be here and be able to come back and start a company that is successful and really live the American dream and provide jobs and manufacture something that's made in the U.S. is just that much sweeter. So we've been going at it, like I said, about 5 years. It's definitely not a hobby for us. We go after it like no other. We work extremely hard. We've got an awesome team, and we've grown a ton. Our product has grown. Customer service is very important to us. We take that to the next level. And, from growing from powder coating to welding the horseshoes on, to how we bend everything, to now we're finally porcelain coating, which is a huge step. it's been, it's absolutely been an amazing journey, but extremely rewarding. And the growth and feedback from the customers give us just a ton of energy.
Noah Glanville joining me here on the show from Pit Barrel Cookers. The website, by the way, while we're talking, pitbarrelcooker.com if you want to check it out. Noah, did you find that the Ugly Drum Smoker segment was kind of gaining popularity, and it's something that you're like, hey, it doesn't have to be kind of, I don't want to call anybody's cooker an eyesore, but some of those things are a little less attractive than some of the other things out there on the market. So did you see like a niche or something that was lacking within that segment that you could position the pit barrel cooker in properly for success?
Absolutely. Yeah, you bet. We absolutely saw a huge opportunity. It's something that, and in fact, I couldn't think of anything else that as a parallel to it, that so many people do in little hidden pockets and are that passionate about drum style cooking and make them in their garage. And I thought, geez, you can't find many things that have so many YouTube views on a product that no one has really pushed hard to manufacture and offer to the mass market. And so at the time when we did it, nobody was doing it. We decided to go all in on all the intellectual property, and we went down all that road. And it's interesting. I listened to the show, previous show last week, and Brad Barrett. I've never actually spoke with a gentleman, but I'll tell you, I was so impressed in listening to him talk. I think it was probably, in my opinion, one of the best shows and guests you've had on. And the guy just seems so humble. I think he said he was around 60 years old, but you can truly tell that guy has learned so many lessons and experiences, and they've all been self-taught. It probably cost the guy a lot of money, but he said one of the things that as far as patents being, just expensive artwork on the wall. And that is the case in many respects. But we kind of went all in and have just really hit it hard. With the development and the product and just seeing this window of opportunity that we could dress it up, make it look good, and then it was a 55-gallon drum really the best environment. And through our R&D, we realized that that other sizes yield outstanding results. So do 55s, but to have a business and to be able to ship it and the amount of fuel source and those things, we feel we hit a home run with this. We're also going to be coming out with another model towards the beginning of next year. That's going to be a 16-gallon kind of a tailgater Pit Barrel Junior type model. The name hasn't been decided exactly, but that's going to be really cool. Great for tailgating and camping. And it's going to be porcelain coated. Everything going forward is porcelain coated. And that's a game changer to drums, because so many people find drums, used, who knows what's in them. There's a lot of things about drums. They're not made to be barbecues. They're made to be airtight, watertight, with a locking ring and seal. So our drums are all custom ordered to spec. There's nothing in it. There's no glue seal at the bottom. And so it's very specific to our product. They're low carb steel so that we can porcelain coat them, and we don't have to worry about paint flaking off after a year or so. It definitely is where the drum world needs to be, and we're really proud of it.
No, are you surprised that, if you look at some of the other grill or cooker segments, you have, for forever and ever, it was Traeger and only Traeger for the pellet grills, and then the patent wore off on the auger system, and all of a sudden you see, 10 or 15 different manufacturers for pellet cookers right now, and a lot of them are really good, and then there's some middle of the road, and there's a couple lower end. You look at the drum segment at this point, you have the ones that we already mentioned, kind of like the eyesores of the world, the ones you make by yourself in your garage. And then you have, kind of a few sexier models. You have last week I also had the guys on from Gateway Drum Smoker, a little bit different setup than what you have in operation and so forth. But when you look at the aesthetics of yours and of a Gateway, certainly head and shoulders above some of the other things that you see out there in regards to the drum category. Do you think that there's going to be more competition in the drum segment as the years wear on, or do you think that you and Gateway might have a stronghold here on this particular segment for a while?
You want to get Noah's thoughts? You know what to do. Head on over to the bbqcentralshow.com. Link in today's show notes. Take you to the complete episode. I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. And until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I'm your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.